Okay, go.
Trying to get a word in here.
Okay.
Taxi drivers, no, not drivers, I hope you're not watching. Taxi passengers, how are you? Hugh Jackman here. I'm with the mums from Mums in the City. You know them. You don't know me, but you know them.
Somebody paid him for that.
It's true. I watch it all the time.
We talk to a lot of moms about being moms in the city, but you're a very involved dad in the city. How do you do it?
Well, the first rule and only rule we have is making our family a priority, because time management in the city is the #1 skill you need to have. So as long as we know that's the priority and everything else can kind of fall away, and I let people down all the time. I ring them up and say, guys, I know you don't have kids, you don't understand, I'm exhausted, I'm reading to the kids, we'll catch up next week. So you kind of, that's basically my rule, the one and only rule.
And you have kids in different schools, so how do you juggle the schedules?
Yeah, don't have 3 kids. Alright, that's the rule in this city, because then you're just ruined. Yeah, no, we, you know,
you're down a set of hands.
Yeah, you're done. It's time management. You know, when we try and split it, because, I don't know, I'm one of 5 kids and I remember this feeling, but my kids, they log everything. Like, hey, you took Ava to school 3 times this week, me only 2. What, do you like Ava more than me? What's it?
Totally.
So you have to be very kind of strict about it. So anyway, it's a battle, and I feel like I fail every day, but it's kind of fun, you know.
What have you learned from them as a person?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think kids teach you about yourself so much. If there's something you haven't resolved about your own upbringing, it's coming back. And you need to kind of resolve all that stuff. But my kids are, more than anything, even in this metropolis, they make you slow down and they make you connect. And you can be walking down, and my kids notice things. They see things in the street. And if I'm busy or I'm going to make a call, it never works. It's always a disaster. So I try now and leave a half hour extra at everything I have. So if I have to be somewhere at 10, instead of leaving 9:45, leave 9:15. Because we have a great time and they have been rushed.
Right, you stop and look at things that you wouldn't otherwise see.
Right. And my son is massively into art. So this city is like a gold mine. I mean, when he turned 10, his birthday present was to go to the Frick Museum, right? Because you have to be 10 to get in. I mean,
that's a city kid.
Yeah, we go to the Met all the time, the Natural History Museum, you know. He's always asking to go to the Ruber Museum, and he's taught me many things. I'm a sports fan, so I kind of was hoping my kids were really into sport.
Well, it's funny, like my son's a really good drummer at 2. He had this skill. So we talked about, do you push your child's passion or do you just let them write it out? Do you follow their lead?
I think when you can.
When you can, yeah.
You know, because so much of their lives now is scheduled, way more than us, I think, when we were young. And I say that like we're the same generation when I was young, but, you know, I think it's, no, you're not. But it's, you know, I think whenever you can, their passions or their talents are kind of their pathway for life. I'm lucky in that I do the thing that I did since I was 5. You know, my dad never pushed it, but I never feel like I've worked a day in my life. If I could give my kids that, I'd be thrilled.
But on the heels of that, and scheduling and doing what you love, and I think that's why I think, you know, because you weren't pushed and it came from yourself. So how do you handle it with all of this, all the activities and all of the things that are accessible to our children today? Do you follow their lead, or do you say, why don't you try this? And how long do you give it once they try it?
That's really good, because my daughter is someone who wants to do everything. Like, she wants to do 11 activities after every day of school. And my son really doesn't. Like, he needs time. So we used to kind of think, you know, it'd be great for them to do gymnastics, and we would plan it. And now we try and listen. And actually, kids really kind of know their limits. I realised that. You know, and so they will tell you. I mean, it's amazing. The other day I wanted to play a video game with my son, right? Because I like the Wii tennis. And so I thought I'm going to get him into sport. Yeah, and the bowling. I love it all. And my son was like, Dad, really? It's a beautiful day outside. Do we have to play video games? I was like, oh yeah. So, of course, let's go outside.
Finally, in 2 weeks, it's pretty out, and you want to stay inside, Dad.
I know. So kids kind of,
Thank you so
much. It's my pleasure. Thanks for what you do. You know?